could have been a penalty. Rokithoko bounces back up.
That was a lot better, wasn't it? Yeah, perfect. You know, whatever we want to say, that was the best scrum.
You can see the number of tackles there.
It was a lot better, so...
After 26 minutes, very few missed tackles, 2 from Munster, 1 from Racing. So both sides are staying very well connected and working really hard.
Obviously, Rasmus rather straight batted my question about what areas of the game he needs to tighten up before the game, like an opening batsman. But the breakdown, certainly you and I have spoken about it this week, breakdown that they got isolated last week against Cast. Plenty of turnovers they lost, but not this week. That area clearly been worked on this week.
Set! Behind the ball. Behind the ball.
Solid scrum this time for Racing.
Use it.
Pressure. The 2 packs of 8.
No, same as you guys.
LaRue, good run from LaRue. A couple of metres over that advantage line. Marshall somehow gets the ball away, and somehow the ball is caught, but not that time. Continue to play their offloading game, Racing. Credit to them.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kamil Shah, very good player, really dynamic. And if they had got that ball away there to the left, Racing, Nakarawa had a little bit of space, but Mashino, very, very impressive. He's taken a little step off the breakdown. He's just holding that little side defender on the Munster ruck, bringing his forwards in really well, Mashino. So really good control, and you see Kamil Shah just taking his eyes off it a little bit. It can happen. Munster have got to get this scrum right and try and get out of here. This sustained pressure has flipped over. Munster had it a few minutes ago. Now it's Racing.
Crouch! Bind!
What's their last 4 away games in Europe? We are missed their worst ever run. The Racing come here to play though. Great run by CJ Stander.
Talk about the scrum, Johnny. It's the platform. Kilcoyne gets that angle. You don't want it from an opposition point of view. What's the determination? He's actually a bit surprised, and then he sees Mashino, smashes him out of the way. Great pace, great determination.
Look at the eyes.
Well, it's the biggest part of his game, biggest strength of his game. Probably needs on occasions off that slower ball to maybe use the hands a little bit, or his fellow players to give him options, but averages 20 carries a game. Incredible player, great dynamic going forward.
And he's the 4th game back, of course, after being reintroduced to the fold after the British and Irish Lions tour. CJ Stander takes a while to get going. A little bit of a break. Didn't have his best game going forward by his own very high standards, but that's the kind of run that Munster need him to make. For the entirety of today, for the entirety of this European campaign. Player of the Year in the Champions Cup nomination last year, CJ Stander. And that is an incredible run. Took them all the way to the semi-finals. Marshall, pressure on Murray. CJ Stander had to do well to come from an offside position. He did that well, the Irish international. Scannell used his boot.
Doesn't matter.
Often through this season, that big left boot of his. Without his brother today in the front row.
2 acres
from his captain and his forwards. A kick for the inside centre.
He had that envy of his brother getting capped before him, but I think getting capped this summer, he's been a big player for Munster.
Ben,
he's improved so much. Super footballer, has that kicking part of his game that's really important as well, and we saw there, great left foot strike.
This time they used Nyanga. Still 0-0 after half an hour.
Come here, Owen.
There's been some opportunities to go for Poso for Munster. Tuatavaki. Recorded early in the season.
Did he catch that, Luke?
A dangerous tackle.
Yeah, good man. Yeah,
Marshall,
thanks, buddy.
what hands from the hooker. Diving, sprawling, stretching to keep hold of that ball. It's appreciated by the faithful here. Knowledgeable crowd.
Superb from Marshall. I think it was giving Machinot credit a few minutes ago. A little bit of hesitancy there. Tried to bounce out of that ruck, and Marshall read it really well. Very dynamic player. He stepped up to the plate so far with some good carries.
The former Chiefs man, Super Rugby winner.
5 months
Against the Brumbies.
4.
And Peter O'Mahony there, soft penalty, very obvious one. Pretty frustrated walking back.
He knows it.
Just came through and under the Racing players as they were in the air there. Straightforward, Luke Pearce flag out. It wasn't an aggressive move, but it was a subtle move, shall we say, and under the legs, under Nakarawa here.
We just can't reset any more the front of the line out. Just
You can see him just in underneath the Nakarawa, takes him out.
Subtle.
I know, but
A little bit. Well, there wasn't a lot of aggression in it, Johnny.
Oh. Not arguing that fact.
Combien? 7.
Leroux. Not straight. Crowd on his near side. Just making sure that JP Doyle knew. A couple of mistakes from Kamil Shah.
And it's the middle of the line out. He's trying to hit Leroux. Just tails. I think Leroux jumps across a little bit, which makes it look crowd reaction. I'm not sure that was crooked from where Shat was standing himself in the line. He threw it down, but Leroux just came across a little bit. Lucky for Munster. Racing's intent there was to take it down and try and maul him back, which they mauled a lot last week against Leicester.
Set.
The fuck up. Marshall. Kamil Shah this time. Takes it nice and cleanly in. Just a little bit of footwork just to get away from the first defender.
On the side, okay.
Ian Archer puts his big frame in the way. Carter. Chavancy. Against Farrell. Typing Chris Farrell. Nakarawa.
Billy Holland does really well there just to stop that offload. Gets on the hands.
Leave the 9.